Hey! Billy! Come on! Billy! Get out! Bill!
Another member of the scab force clocks in. It's pathetic. 2 months ago, the entire shop floor was out here. Now look at us. The Magnificent Seven.
And who do you reckon you are then, eh? Steve McQueen?
I thought this was supposed to be serious. Management want to close this. If the lads keep drifting back, this thing will be over in days. We need everybody we can get.
I know that.
You're from the north, mate. This sort of thing should be second nature to you.
Oh, aye, son. Oh, you're right, sir. Oh, aye, yeah. See, only me big brother, he set fire to me kestrel. I mean, whippets at the vets. No, it's the others you gotta think of. I mean, they've got wives, they've got kids, and now they've got no bloody money. And all you've gotta think about and worry about is the price of a pint of that fizzy crap that you insist on drinking.
So you're saying we should just give up?
No.
After 8 weeks?
No, of course I'm not. No, I'm just saying that we don't want the management to see that we're a pushover, do we? We just gotta give them a little slack.
Talking to management, I think you're wanted.
I know you lot aren't clocking in, but I thought your watch might still be working.
Hey?
Dr. Maguire? Or I'll be boycotting him too.
I'm the shop steward, love.
I thought these people are supposed to be nerds with glasses.
Clearly nobody told him. I blame his careers officer. What's he doing here anyway?
Came to think about a hard drive playing up.
Well, occasionally we all have to fall back on floppies. Despite his obvious wit and charm, I must admit I still prefer firemen.
Mr. Price.
Marks out of 10.
8 for effort. Now, when you've finished ogling, perhaps you'd like to file these? Would you like a cup of coffee, Mr.
Paul. Yeah, milk, 2 sugars. Great, thanks.
Coming right up. I think she's offering more than 8 for effort.
You go over there. Alice? What have you done? Now get down here and help me clear this up. Alice! Alice! Alice!
Use your spray. We're late already.
I don't need me spray. I just need to rest my legs, that's all.
You could have spent the last half hour resting your legs if you'd let me order that taxi.
Oh, taxis are expensive, love. Anyhow, the bus got us here all right, didn't it?
Yeah, and now we're late. Dr. Maguire isn't going to be sitting waiting for us, you know. He's a busy man. Oh, Dr. Maguire. Sorry we're late, Doctor. It's the buses. I reckon you'd be better off walking these days.
No, that's all right. It's no problem. If you come to see me...
George Phillips, the coronary angiogram.
Oh, yes, of course, last week.
That's right, yeah.
Well, I'm sure I've seen the letter from the hospital somewhere. I'll go and dig it out. What time's your appointment?
About 10 minutes ago.
I wouldn't waste my time if I were you. Definitely gay.
Should be a letter from the hospital, Mr. Phillips. Angiogram results.
Phillips. Yeah.
You'll probably find it under P for important. Ah! Thank you, Girl Friday. Indispensable as ever.
No problem.
Could you ask Mr. and Mrs. Phillips to come into my room, please?
Yes, sir.
I am assuming that Mr. Hildis explained things to you when you saw him at the hospital?
Oh, well, I wouldn't say explained exactly. He talked. We listened.
And then he showed us out. Oh, it did mention something about bypass.
A coronary bypass.
Well, it is as we expected.
Huh?
You see, the arteries that carry the blood to your heart have become blocked up, and we have to get round that somehow. Mr. Hildis thinks that an operation would be best. He wants to take some veins from your legs and use them to replace the blocked arteries.
Oh, sounds like a simple plumbing job.
Well, yes, I suppose it is a fairly simple procedure these days, yeah.
Oh, well, that's all right then. I don't know what you were so worried about. Mind you, we've got your Veronica coming next week. We'll have to put her off again. Well, there's no point her coming if you're going to be in the hospital.
So, how long will it be out, Doc? I mean, it's not going to take long, is it? Not more than a couple of weeks. See, I'm needed at Daventry Road. I suppose you've heard about that business.
Oh, the strike, yes, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, well, things aren't going very well. I mean, the lads are holding out, only just. And it's tough on everyone. I mean, if I'm not there, things start to slide.
Yeah. And you insist on spending every waking minute traipsing up and down outside that front gate.
Well, what choice have I got? I am their shop steward, love, and they need me there. The problem is, Doc, there's a lot of young kids there. But they don't want to know anymore. I mean, it's hard enough to get them in the union, let alone get them out on strike.
And you're not. And that David is old enough and ugly enough to take care of himself.
And green enough to be cabbage-looking.
Look, I've got to be honest with you, George. We are not talking about just a couple of weeks here. There is a waiting list.
Alice! Oh, Alice, please don't take me. Alice! Alice, please! Oh! Here we go. Come on. What's going on? Oh.
6 months? You just said he needs an operation. His pipes are blocked. How's he supposed to get around with blocked pipes?
Look, I'm sorry. There really is nothing I can do to help speed things up, and everyone else is in the same boat. The Trust can only pay for a limited number of operations, and unless they think your case is urgent, you have to stay on the waiting list.
And suddenly a coronary bypass isn't urgent?
It's coronary, love, it's coronary.
Oh, look at the state of him. He can't even get up to change channels these days.
We've got a remote control, haven't we?
There must be some other way. We've got some savings, you know. We could go private. Do you think that might make things a bit more urgent?
Well, I suppose it would. But you'd still be talking about a couple of weeks. And it ain't cheap.
I don't care if it costs £1 million bloody quid. I'm not going to give up my retirement for an operation that I've already paid for.
George!
Look, I know I haven't seen a paycheck for a few months, but the last time I looked, I saw that I was paying something called national insurance.
Oh, it's 6 months, George.
Yeah, well, that's a good look at work. Hey, a shop steward swanning off the pooper in the middle of an industrial action. It's bad enough me wasting my time sitting around in here. That's it, I'm off. Come on, love, let's go home. If I have to go on the waiting list, I may as well do my waiting at home, haven't I, eh? At least I get a decent cup of tea there.
Look, I'm sorry, George. It really is out of my hands.
Thank you, Dr. McGuire. I'm sorry we took up so much of your time.
More satisfied customers.
Yeah, you can't really blame him. He's waiting for a bypass. He just hadn't reckoned on having to wait until next Christmas.
Looks like his wife didn't either.
Now, she wants to go private. But I don't think Mr. Phillips is quite, on message about the new NHS.
Sounds like someone I used to know.
Yeah, well, things change. God, if that was my angiogram.
I'd make you pay. Listen, Mac, it's his heart. Now, if he wants to wait, well...
Kate, all I can say to them is, I'm sorry, but it's out of my hands now. People die on that waiting list every month. Maybe I should get down to the hospital and have a word with someone.
My hero. Now, the last time I looked, you still had your underwear inside your trousers. So why don't you stop worrying about the things you can't change and concentrate on the things that you can, huh?
The next patient.
Next patient.
Nearly fell off my chair when he said 6 months. Better?
I'm fine, love. I just got to take things a bit more easy, pace myself.
Oh, any slower and you'll be walking backwards. Oh, you've got to start looking after yourself for the first time in your life. You're no good to anyone like this. Least of all, your precious union.
Some things are a bit more important. Hey!
Here we go. If you dropped down dead tomorrow, I swear you'd have yourself stuffed like Lennon and stood on the picket line next to that David Kent.
Embalmed, love. Lennon was embalmed.
Oh, George, what am I gonna do if you're not around? There's no point us saving money for our retirement if I'm going to be the only one spending it. Why don't we just use some of our savings and get you sorted out, and then things might start getting back to normal?
Normal? Dear God, love, things will never get back to normal. The factory's closing.
Are you sure?
Sure, I'm sure. We can't win, love. They all know that. All except Dave, that is. It's just a matter of time.
So what's stopping you? Let me call Dr. Maguire and tell him you've had a change of heart.
I thought that's what I needed. Look, love. I've made my mind up. All right? So let's just leave it, eh?
What do you think? Are all the good-looking ones gay?
I don't think I manage. Do you think you could manage to do some work?
I mean, how does Rana know? It's not exactly obvious, is it? Do you think he's sending out some sort of signals that only men can read that just pass us swimming by?
Oh, for goodness, Joanna, go and ask him. He won't bite. Unless you want him to.
No! Alice, come in.
That's a bit later. I can't hear a thing.
Can't hear you.
I said, can you leave that till later? I can't hear my critic, can I?
Thought he was the one that did hand signals. Oh, it's no good you sitting there like cheese at 4p a pound pretending nothing's wrong. Dr. Maguire said you need an operation. And I don't see why we can't take some of the money we've got by and just get it done. Nobody at the factory need know anything about it. We could say you were on holiday.
Oh, that would look good, wouldn't it, eh? Shop steward going on holiday in the middle of a strike. Very new labour, that, love.
Oh, I just thought...
Yeah, well, I know what you thought. But it's my art, and I do the thinking here, all right?
Oh, so you're just going to sit there all day, are you? Sit there and do nothing?
I am waiting, love. And while I am waiting, I would like, if I may, to watch the bloody racing on television. If that's all right with you, my love.
Sorry I'm a bit late. Dan suddenly developed a crippling stomachache at 8:45. Of course, it's got nothing to do with the spelling test he's due to take this morning. I don't know, it's one thing after another. You and Matt don't know how lucky you are.
I'm beginning to understand.
Excuse me. Alice and Sonia Hayward-Smith to see Dr. Thompson, please. It is urgent.
Your child's beginning to devour the foliage.
I think I better see this one straight away.
Rather you than me.
It's nearly a month now, and she's been getting worse nearly every day. I just can't cope with this. Not again.
So this behaviour, it's happened before?
Well, not with Alice. Last time it was Jasper. He's at school today. My eldest. He's 8. He was exactly the same about a year ago now.
The hyperactivity?
Eating things. Uncontrollable. Not sleeping. We took him to the hospital, but they didn't find anything. They said it was probably a phase he was going through.
And Jasper's fine now?
Oh, well, he just got better. I thought that would be the end of it, but I hope that would be the end of it. Do you think it could be genetic?
I'm not
Something
sure.
handed down.
I don't know. I could send you to a paediatrician at St. Phil's. I'm sure they could help.
Just like before. This is all sounding very familiar.
They're very good, I promise you.
Jasper nearly wrecked our marriage. I mean, I can't go through that again. I mean, look at her. Isn't there something you can do?
I'll telephone the hospital today. They'll send an appointment as soon as possible. I'm sure they'll be able to sort this out.
Come on, Alice. Put that down. I suppose I will just have to wait.
So, how's it going?
That's good. Not long now.
Looks very complicated.
Not really.
what do you like doing then? When you haven't got your hand up the back of a computer?
Well, you know, the usual. Music, movies.
Oh, me too. I love Titanic. It was so romantic.
Oh, well, if it's romance you like, then the oldies are the best. You can't beat a good Bette Davis movie.
Bette Davis? Is that what you like? I'll watch one then.
Hello? It's for you, David.
Hi, Dave, what's up, lad? What now? All right, look. No, it's all right. Just tell him I'm coming. Dave's having trouble with some of the lads. I've got to go over and talk to him.
But I thought you said you were gonna... Give it a rest.
Well, you've been nice and quiet, Alice. Let's see if you'll be nice and quiet when Daddy gets home, shall we? Okay, Alice? Alice! Baby! Oh, honey. It's okay. I've got you. It's okay. It's okay, baby. Just hold on.
Hello, surgery. Yeah, right. It's Mrs. Hayward-Smith. Yeah, that's fine. Now, just hold on a second. Okay.
Hello? Calm down. No, you did the right thing. I'll be right there. The daughter's had some sort of fit. I better get over there.
And Mac's on call today.
I know. Just this once.
Taking an interest in IT, are we?
I spoke to him. We've got loads in common.
Oh, yeah, you and your signals. He's not gay.
Well, how'd you work that out?
Easy. He loves romantic movies and he fancies that dead famous actress Bette Davis.
Bette Davis, I'll bet. She's only one of the biggest gay icons going. Try again, Sherlock.
Mr. Hilditch,
That's me.
can I talk to you for a minute, please?
Minute I don't have. 30 seconds of possibility.
It's about one of your patients, Mr. Phillips. You saw him in your clinic last week?
A week's a long time in surgery, I'm afraid. Are you a relative?
No, I'm his GP.
You're a long way from home.
But he is on your waiting list for a bypass.
Well, at least you won't be lonely.
Look, I'm here to try and persuade you to do him a bit sooner. Move him up your list a bit. He came to see me today.
More pain?
No, not exactly, but he's not looking too good.
Look, I appreciate what you were trying to do, but I really can't help you. If I change the rules for you, a patient, then somebody else suffers. I get 3 sessions a week, and they're all full to bursting.
So there's no chance?
At the moment, he's well enough to wait, so he waits.
What about your Thursday afternoon lists?
Oh, he wants to go private, does he? I didn't mention that last week.
No, I don't think they quite understood the situation.
Well, get him to give my secretary a ring. I think I've got a space in clinic tomorrow afternoon. Theatre. I've got to go. Dr.
Maguire.
We've done what we can. So that's it then, is it? Yeah, sorry. Bye. Come on, love. They're going home. And they're not coming back. We've been offered a lump sum. Take it or leave it.
I did try to tell you.
So that's it? End of story? We're just going to walk away with our tails between our legs and let them close us down? 2 months of effort down the drain! If they think they're going to walk into another job just like that... You all right, mate?
George!
First woman. I just need to sit down for a minute.
That's it. I'm calling the doctor.
Who's doing visits today?
It's Mac. He's already left. Said he had a lot on.
You might want to take this. They were in earlier.
Hello?
Hello. Oh, hello, love. Yeah, OK, look, can you call an ambulance? I'm only about 5 minutes away. Yeah, get them to go to the house. OK, bye.
She had some sort of fit.
I'm not sure. Her eyes rolled back.
Can you open the curtains, let in some light?
What is it? What have you found?
Another day, another dollar. I think those need to go back to where they came from.
Not so fast, mate. You've got some explaining to do.
Oh, I see. I thought it was obvious.
Well, not to me it isn't. So little is.
He's sending out signals. There's no doubt in my mind.
See? Signals.
But if you don't believe me, you can always ask Kirk.
Who's Kirk? Oh, and now he knows his boyfriend's name. Very detailed signals.
OK. I met them both this morning. I was in early to do a bit of work as they both arrived. Nice blokes. Kirk's a graphic designer. Got a Boxster.
It's a car, Joe. Well, I'm sorry, but I find the whole thing very difficult to swallow.
What do you mean? I spoke to her.
I think it's the idea of you coming in early. That's too fantastic for words.
Lead paint.
I don't understand.
The hyperactivity, eating things. She's been poisoned, and so was Jasper.
Oh, my God.
The horse is covered with it. And Alice has been chewing it. Here, look. Teeth marks.
I never even noticed.
The levels build up and eventually become toxic.
And her mouth?
The gums become discoloured. Look.
Will she be okay?
We need to get her to the hospital for tests, but if I'm right, hopefully she'll be fine. But I'm afraid you need to get rid of her favourite toy.
Don't bother about that. It may be an heirloom, but it doesn't bear thinking about what it's done to my children.
Oh, Dr. Maguire, quick. This is the front room.
Is it his breathing again?
Pain in his chest is back, but the spray's just not touching it.
How you doing, George?
Oh, not so good, Doc. This is bad. My chest is just causing to shift this.
How long has he been like this?
Ever since he got back. Is it his heart? Is he having an attack?
Ambulance is on its way, George. Meanwhile, I'll give you a pain-killing injection, all right?
A heart attack? And I let you go to the factory?
But I'll tell you what, Jessie, why don't you go and put the kettle on? George will be feeling a lot better once he's had one of these injections.
Yeah, kettle. Cup of tea. Yeah, cup of tea's what we need. I'll go and put the kettle on.
George? George? Come on, my son. Come on. Oh, come on, George.
Do you take sugar, Doctor?
He's arrested. I think he's in VF. He needs shocking. Get the defib.
Stand clear.
Yes. Cheers, Steve. You've had a heart attack, George.
George! George!
That's how you want.
Now will you sort his operation out?
Well, that's going to be down to the surgeon. It's still his decision.
Perhaps now I can attract his attention, eh?
I'd say you just jumped the queue, George.
Ah.